The movement of price in the forex market is not random. Every single move is part of a hidden cycle. The problem is that we retail traders simply trade price action and completely ignore the cycles. We don't do this intentionally, but because most retail traders are uninformed, they simply lack the knowledge. In this video, I'll break down the forex price cycle so you can leave the crowd of uninformed retail traders as far as forex price cycle is concerned. This is lesson 2 of the Thumbs Capital Advanced Forex Trading Masterclass. This course is a series of 28 videos teaching advanced, facts and institutional figures-based lessons on everything you need to know to understand and really trade the forex market like smart money. In the previous lesson, we discussed time cycle and how it shapes the forex market. Apart from the time-based cycles, the market also follows price-based cycles. Every price chart is all about these two quantities, price on the vertical axis and time on the horizontal axis. In order to have a holistic view of price action, it is important to understand time cycles and price cycles. A forex price cycle is the repeating process through which price moves from one objective to another, driven primarily by institutional order flow and time. At the core, markets move because large players such as banks, asset managers, hedge funds, and other institutional players accumulate positions and then move price to profit from them. So price cycle is simply the process institutions use to build position, move price, take profit, and repeat the process. Think of it like a wave. Just as explained in the time cycle video, every move has a beginning, a peak, and a reset. There are 5 phases in the forex price cycle. Let's break down each phase in detail. The first phase is accumulation. It is the phase where big institutional traders quietly build positions. Price action in this phase doesn't matter. It can be ranging, bullish, or bearish. Price direction doesn't reflect the accumulated position. It is the most unpredictable phase of the price cycle because it is the big institutional players' decision-making phase. So price action strategies don't work in the accumulation phase. All that is going on that is of importance is that market makers and institutional traders are pairing market orders and setting limit orders at the best price for the direction they expect the market to go. The second phase is valuation. This is the phase where institutions push price to premium or discount levels to activate their limit orders at the best price for the expected move, basically optimizing their entries. Looking at this phase from the point of view of a retail trader, it can be referred to as the manipulation phase because retail traders who get in on the right side of the move inside the accumulation phase will most likely get taken out during valuation. This is because their stop loss level usually fall in the price zones where institutional limit orders are and will be used to pair the final orders. If the institutions want to buy, they position for buy in the accumulation phase using market orders and limit orders. At the end of the accumulation phase, they will have buy limit orders at low prices, which is where retail stop loss orders are. So they have to push price down to discount to activate their buy limit orders at the best price, therefore taking out the retail crowd. On the other hand, if the institutions want to sell, they position for sell in the accumulation phase using market orders and limit orders. At the end of the accumulation phase, they will have sell limit orders at high prices, so they have to push price up to premium to activate their sell limit orders at the best price, taking out retail sellers in the process, hence why retail traders see it as manipulation. The third phase is delivery. It is the phase where we see impulsive moves, where price travels to its intended target. Key characteristics of this phase include strong directional movement, consistent break of structure, and increase in momentum. In this phase, retail traders jump in late or they try to catch reversals, but price keeps turning their liquidity grab to break of structure. This is where institutions profit from their accumulated positions. The fourth phase is reprice, which can be a retracement or a reversal. After reaching the target, price retraces back to fair value. This happens because institutions begin profit taking. The market also becomes temporarily overextended, so price returns to fair value since the market always seeks balance after imbalance. The decision of the big players within the fair value zone determines if the reprice will end up as a retracement or a reversal. This leads us to the fifth phase of the Forex price cycle, which is reaccumulation. This is a new accumulation phase within the same cycle, where the institutions reload positions. Reaccumulation happens at the midpoint of the time cycle, so it is time dependent. Accumulation begins the evaluation phase, while reaccumulation begins the reevaluation phase of the time cycle. The positioning in this phase is significantly lower in volume compared to the accumulation phase. The accumulation phase can lead to continuation or reversal depending on the positions accumulated. For instance, if the original accumulation and delivery is bullish and price have reached its target and repriced into fair value well below the target for reaccumulation. If the reaccumulated position is buy, we get a continuation of the original swing. But if it is sell, we get a reversal, that is, a continuation of the bearish reprice move. The price cycle and the time cycle work in unison. In one time cycle, we get one price cycle. However, the price cycle structure may differ from one time cycle to another. Both cycles cannot be separated, but time cycle may run faster than the price cycle. This is the main reason why the understanding of the phases within the forex price cycle is very important, so as to be able to know the price cycle structure of every time cycle. Price cycle structure simply refers to the arrangement of the phases of price cycle within one price and time cycle. A full price cycle structure looks like this: accumulation to valuation to delivery to reprice to reaccumulation to valuation to delivery to reprice. In a completely bullish price and time cycle, we have accumulation, which can be any direction, followed by bearish valuation swing, then a bullish delivery swing to target, followed by a bearish reprice to fair value, then a reaccumulation, followed by a bearish valuation swing, then a bullish continuation delivery swing to new target, followed by a bearish reprice to end the cycle. Opposite of this is true for completely bearish price and time cycle. We have accumulation, which can be any direction, followed by a bullish valuation swing, then a bearish delivery swing to target, followed by a bullish reprice to fair value, then a reaccumulation, followed by a bullish valuation swing, then a bearish continuation delivery swing to new target, followed by a bullish reprice to end the cycle. These scenarios are situations where the evaluation phase, that's the end phase, and the reevaluation phase, U phase, of the time cycle are the same direction, basically a continuation structure. Sometimes the two phases delivers opposite direction. In such situation, the price and time cycle looks like this for a bullish end phase followed by a bearish U phase. We have accumulation, which can be any direction, followed by bearish valuation swing, then a bullish delivery swing to target, followed by a bearish reprice to fair value, then a reaccumulation, followed by a bullish valuation swing, then a bearish reversal delivery swing to target, followed by a bullish reprice to end the cycle. Once you fully understand these cycles, reading price becomes easier. There are three important realities about price cycles that I need to point out. The price cycle structure examples explained earlier are textbook structures. Not all cycles will be that perfect with all phases present and orderly. This is why we need to touch on three realities about price cycles. The first reality is that not all phases are present in every cycle. Sometimes a phase is skipped or a move is cut short. There are various reasons why a phase can be skipped or cut short. For instance, if the institutions want to accumulate fewer positions and are able to load all their positions at the best price using market orders, there will be no need for limit orders to be activated after accumulation is done. Therefore, we don't get a valuation phase. Instead, price move on to delivery swing straight to target. This happens but not very often, maybe 5 to 10% of the time, especially when the target is not far from the accumulation zone. A swing can also be cut short if there is a surprise event that is of great economic importance like war, death of a president, or massive natural disaster. If the effect of such an event is in the direction of the swing, it runs smoothly. But if it is opposing, the market will have to suddenly reaccumulate, often marked by a significant gap in price, followed by a swing in the opposite direction to the original swing. The second reality is that targets may not be reached before re-evaluation phase, where reaccumulation happens. This is due to the fact that movement of time is constant, but price move can be impulsive or weak. Because of this, time cycle may complete its first phase before the target is reached. If this happens, the original target remains valid, and the reaccumulation will be such that its target is the same as the initial target. So the move is typically a continuation, except there is a surprise fundamental event that may steer the market in another direction. The last reality about price cycle is time exhaustion. This is also as a result of the fact that movement of time is constant, but price can be fast or slow. Sometimes the price cycle ends early when the time cycle ends. This is called time-based cycle exhaustion. Delivery target may not even be reached before time cycle runs out. In summary, price cycle is dependent on time cycle. As you proceed in the series, you get to see real chart examples of these cycles. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Tom's Capital, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to subscribe. I'll see you in lesson 3.